How to tell the world about your business. This would be your dream. Hello, it's John. It's the Marketing for Owners podcast on a crisp, cold Tuesday. Well, obviously, depending where you are, it is where I am when I'm recording this. Trust me. That's why I'm all wrapped up. It's a lovely time. I like the winter because in the winter, you can always get warm. In the summer, when you're too hot, it's really hard to get cool. I'm not counting air conditioning. We don't have that in the UK where I come from. But anyway, back to this. Where a lot of us go wrong, me included, is we will produce content. We'll put all our effort in. We'll write stuff. We'll blog about something. We'll make a video. We'll do whatever. But then we don't tell anybody about it. And this is the thing, is, as I said at the start, it would be your dream for the world to know about your business. You can do that by creating information that people want to know about and people crave. But even then, you are not going to get very far unless you tell them. And this is essential, really essential. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. Derek Halpern of Social Triggers once said, he spends about 20% of his time creating content or products and 80% of his time promoting the products or content. He promotes the content, so blog posts, videos, etc., as much as he does his products. That's because the reason he creates that information, the content, is to eventually sell products. Do you follow? So why shouldn't it have the same? You're going to put effort into all of it. Now, no matter what you do, you're doing it for a reason and you're good at it. Yes, you are. You are an expert. Unless you just started yesterday, you're an expert. The people who are interested in what you do are the people who need your services. To them, the reason they need your services is because they're not experts. They don't know how to do it. That's why they need you. When you want your TV repaired, if anyone has that done anymore, you go to a TV repair shop or person. They are an expert. You don't question it. If they say tvrepairman.com, you assume they are. And that's how it should be with yourself, whether you're an accountant, a landscape gardener. I mean, I've never spoken to my accountant and said, do you know how to do this? I assume they're an expert because they are an accountant and they're confident that they do my stuff. Then they back it up. So, firstly, get it into your head that you're an expert. And secondly, decide how much of the world you want to know about you and your business. You do not have to use the whole internet. So if you are a local fencing company, for instance, this has come up before with my friend in Tunbridge. If you're a local fencing company, my friends, they have a distance of about 30 miles radius where they can deliver. So they deliver on their own trucks. Now we can say, they can use carriers and stuff, but perhaps they install it. Honestly, fencing is big stuff. It's very hard to get outside carriers to deliver big stuff in a clever way that gets there in one piece and caring. So a lot of local companies just operate within their delivery distances. And when you are on social media and when you advertise, social media means Twitter and things like that, when you advertise on Google AdWords, or if you do, you can actually set parameters. You can set the distance. You can set a radius. You can set postcodes. You can set town names as to where you want your ads not to show or where you want them to show. You can exclude places. So for instance, if you cover the UK but it's expensive to ship to Northern Ireland, you could exclude Northern Ireland, or you could exclude islands and the highlands from where you advertise if that makes it too expensive to ship there. So if you were a local business, you can promote that way. Now, how do you promote? Well, firstly, promote. Secondly, social media. Social media, and this is the first one, by the way, social media is free. So why wouldn't you use it? Now, you do not have to be using every day, using Twitter, using Facebook, using LinkedIn, using Snapchat, or Pinterest, or Tumblr, or what do I miss? Instagram. You do not have to use them every day, but I strongly advise that you use Twitter for promotion, because Twitter is the only one with a search facility. So you can find people, you can find prospects to talk to. You can find people who are searching for information about fencing, for example, and you can find them who are searching in a certain radius. You can actually use that. If you're not sure how to, just Google. It's called GEO, G-E-O. So just Google the term Twitter geo-targeting, and there'll be a full explanation from Twitter or from others on how to set it up, how to do it. That's one. So you can find people who are talking about it and then join the conversations, and then carefully, gently, eventually let them know what you do. But if you are Joe Blogs Fencing, they'll see it in the title and they'll probably look up your website and follow your profile. Use social media like that. Don't promote your services on it, right? Help people in such a way, and then give them a reason to come to your site. Say you've got an article, say, by the way, I have an article about this at, and send them a link, or a video about this at, and send them the link. You're the expert. So promote. And that's one way to promote your article that you wrote about that, or your video. Do you see? Also, if you have friends, just contact them and ask them to share it. Simple. What are they going to do? They're going to either share it or not share it. They're still your friends. Now, obviously, you're not going to ask them every day. You're not going to, if you're blogging 3 times a day, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't recommend blogging 3 times a day unless you're the BBC or Huffington Post. But you ask friends. If you have a product, if you launch a new product, tell your friends that you've got a new product. Friends, family, ask them, phone them up, speak to them one at a time if you have to. Remember, how much effort do you want? How much do you want this? Do you want to succeed, or do you want to be lazy like everyone else? Do you think the successful people put some effort in? Yeah, I think so. No, you only heard about them once they were successful, okay? Remember, you didn't hear about all the effort. But pick up the phone, read their book, find out how much effort they put in, find out the hours. The most honest one about this is Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary Vaynerchuk, very famous on social media, makes a fortune, but spent 20 years working 20 hours a day, didn't go out with his friends when he was young, he worked in the store, etc. When he writes a new book, he contacts every person he knows and he says, will you buy a book? Or he says, will you buy a couple? If they're a company, say, will you buy 10? Will you buy 100? If it's a large company, he'll say, will you buy 1,000 books? And there's this reciprocation thing. People will. Now you're going to think, oh, I can't do that. Why not? They're your friends and family. All right? Why not? It's up to you. How about a podcast? This is a podcast. So, for example, on the 10th, on Tuesday, we just opened the Owners Club Gold. So go to the website at theownersclub.co and see what it's all about. It's a monthly thing. It's £29 a month. Remember, all full transparency. That's just opened. I am going to say right now, please join. Right, you've been listening to me, I've been producing content. There are thousands of you that listen to this all the time. This is a very, very popular podcast. If you've listened to me this long, you know I can help you. Imagine what would happen when you get on a dedicated call with me. Imagine if you did that every couple of weeks. Imagine what I'm going to give you. You know I give stuff away. £29 a month is like $35 or something. It's nothing, or $40. It's nothing. And I'm going to be blunt. If you can't afford that, maybe you shouldn't get it in business, because this is going to help you grow your business. If you can't afford to invest that in growing your business, £29, you seriously should just stick with your job and do not start a business. Yeah, no, being blunt. If you want the free version, you can go to marketingforowners.com/join. There is a free level, but it will not get all of the goodies, because I want to reward those who wish to try. And there you go. See, Example, podcasts used to ask my friends to buy my product. But you can produce videos and you can again ask people to buy your product. Call to action. You can go on LinkedIn, you can post on LinkedIn and at the end have a call to action to tell them to share this, to tell them to point out if they enjoyed this, tell everyone else who needs to know. Promote everything you do, repurpose it, use it again, promote it, and then promote it again. If you wrote a good article 2 years ago, go and promote it again today. Tell people about it. Write evergreen stuff that doesn't date. Anyway, end of that. Dragging on a bit now. So, it is Thursday. It is time for a Drive Time podcast. And today we're going back through the archive because the ones you should be listening to, it is for Pat Flynn of Smart Passive Income. If you've not heard of Pat Flynn and Smart Passive Income, that's it. Just look it up, Google it, go to iTunes, whatever. It's one of the biggest podcasts on the entire iTunes. You will love it. Pat is brilliant. Right up your street. You'll like him. I'll be back. Oh, by the way, sorry, just before I go, David Bain tomorrow, expert podcast. You want to know anything about podcasting? He's on tomorrow. I'll be back with a quick one on Monday.